Hey, Louise here. Check out this beautiful quilt. Thank you, Donna Jordan. This is the last quilt that Donna did in her video, and I am so excited to share this with you. Quilters are special people, and quilters love reaching out and helping others when there's a need, and we've all seen that recently in major disasters across the country and situations like that. But we've recently lost a friend, and Donna Jordan passed away, and I would like to do something in memory of her, but also for her family. And she has been doing YouTube videos for 9 years, and as someone who's been doing it for not even half that long, I can tell you that that added income really does help to keep your fabric flow going and to keep going what you need to do. And so I encourage all of you to buy that pattern that she was working on, the Diamond Drop quilt, and it's on the Jordan Fabric website at jordanfabrics.com. And it's like $10 or $11, and it's a download, so you get it instantly. And then you can do it with either your jelly rolls or with fat quarters, and you really only need like 9 fat quarters to do a throw size quilt. So it's not difficult, it doesn't take a lot, and I think this is a great way that we can help by supporting the shop, buying the pattern, and just encouraging the family in any way that we can. So let's go ahead and get started on this quilt. I'm really excited about putting this together, and I have this wonderful little collection of fat quarters. And I think now what I'm going to need are about, let's see, 6 or 8 primary print fabrics. And I've got some of these here. I want some darks, and I'll probably do some lights, and I like some stripes. I'll kind of mix it up. But then I need an accent, something to kind of contrast against everything. I don't know that frogs are my thing, but I definitely do like this because the purple against all that will really stand out. And I have some fun pink batik here. Yes, a dear friend. Okay, here's another purple without frogs. I like that better. Those will be fun. And there's some more pinks, but I just really like this whole soft spring color look. And I've got a background here which has a pale pink print on a cream, and then this will be great backing. This is a Moda unicorn, and it's sort of a peachy pink background. So I think this is all going to go together great. I love how these colors look. So let me get started. I'm going to get the cutting done that I need, and I'll show you how this quilt goes together. If you haven't watched Donna's video for this particular quilt, please do so. On YouTube, just search Jordan Fabrics, and it'll come up. And this is the one that's the Diamond Drop. And keep watching her videos. That's going to help the family a lot. That's going to bring them income as more people watch. Now, she has over 700,000 subscribers. So if all of us can keep watching her videos, that's going to help the family through a lot of what they're experiencing right now, at least from a financial level. And it also shows our support for all that Donna and her family has done for each of us. So thank you for listening. Now let's move on and get some quilting done. With my strips all cut, I started putting together my strip set. And you can see there's 6 pieces, and I just mix everything up. They're pretty much all the same color, and then I sort of mixed them around. I put the cut end here, and you can see I put the selvages over here. So that's going to make it easy for me to cut and not have to worry about my edges because these are all nice and even. And I'm going to come in and cut these into my strips. Just make sure I've got that right. Okay. So first I do my wide strip, then I come in and do the narrow strip, and then I do that again. And I'm going to make these same cuts on all my strip sets that I've made with the 2.5-inch lengths. Get this lined up here. And let's see. And then once we do that, the blocks are going to start going together. So this works out really well. There we go. And one more right here. So let me go ahead and I'm going to set this aside. I don't know if there'll be an opportunity to use it in this quilt, but this is definitely a great piece that I can use, and it measures almost 3 inches. So that's something I can set aside for another project. And then just keep these pieces together, because now we're going to create our diamonds that are going to go between our blocks. In order to create our diamonds, which are basically a square on point, we need to piece together our strips, and you can see how this goes together like that. So the first thing I do is I sew these two pieces together at a 45-degree angle. And this is from corner to corner. You mark your fabric, and there's a number of different ways you can do it. There are some suggestions in the pattern itself of doing it this way, which is the fold, whoops, there we go, the sew and fold method. Alternatively, you can use, there's certain templates, rulers, things that you can use, but that's all in the pattern that you can take a look at. So once we get to this point, we're going to press that over, and you can see this is where we are. And then I'm going to take this piece, and there it is. I was going to say, I knew I had it marked with my line. And I'm going to place this right here. And you see how that corner is going to line up here, just like it did on this side. And then when I sew this, I'm going to get my strip just like that. But you see, these two don't go together very well, right? So we have to do the same in reverse. And the pattern lays it out great so that we have both sides. And then we're going to sew these down the middle. And then this is where it gets fun. Check this out. We're going to put one of our strips here and one of our strips here. And the reason we want to keep these pairs together is we want these strips to be continuous across. Now, isn't that an awesome block, and how easy did that go together? So let me put some of these together, and then I'll show you how we can piece the quilt. And there is one last thing I wanted to show you. Since we're using this, there we go, on my threads, this sew and fold method, or fold and sew, I guess it's sew and then fold, that's what it's called. I come back after, and because I don't want to waste this extra fabric, and I do a seam about a 1/2 inch from here. And then, I don't have my good scissors, this will work. And then I'll come in and cut this apart. And now I'm going to have a string of little mini half square triangles for some future project. And I like doing this as I'm sewing them, because then when the time is right and I'm ready, I have lots of these done. And they're all sewn together, and I like keeping them in a continuous strip. That way, when I'm working on whatever it is it's going to be, I have a lot of colors joined together, the repeating colors, and it'll be a little easier to work them through, I think, by keeping those colors together. So keep that in mind, because that's another fun trick when you're working with half square triangles. And look, they'll end up being about 1.5 inches uncut, and they'll finish at 1 inch. I don't know what I'm going to do with a bunch of 1 inch, 1/2 inch, or half square triangles, but I think they're beautiful. I love it. I'm so excited with how pretty this quilt turned out. I love the pinks and the darker purples that work great together. But I'm telling you, those little diamond squares, they are wonderful. They just add so much interest to this quilt. Now you notice all these background strips have the darker purple with the dots in it. But the corner squares have a lighter purple. I didn't have enough of the same because I would have needed 2 fat quarters. Instead, I used 1 fat quarter each of 2 different fabrics. And so this is a little lighter. But I think that adds a nice touch too, because then around the edges you get this little bit of purple. I think this is an adorable quilt. There's so much you can do do with it with color and pattern, and the strips go together so easily. It's all really a simple quilt, and I think it's wonderful, and I think you'll enjoy it too. So I do encourage you to grab the pattern from Jordan Fabrics and show your support, and I'd love to see your quilt done as well. Thanks so much for following along, and I appreciate you being here with me today. Have a fantastic rest of your day.